show you how great I am.
I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I am the king of the world.
And I'm better now. I'm experienced now, professional.
It's the return of the real G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box, and please hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I drop that heat. This video is sponsored by my boy Fast Classic. His mixtape is in the description box. It is absolutely free. Definitely give him a download, give him a listen. And this video is sponsored by my boy Matt. Definitely check his apparel out on IG at We All From. And we also doing a shirt giveaway for the We All From brand, so definitely be on the lookout for that. I done been away for like 2 weeks. It feel like it's been 2 years. Had to handle some personal business, but everything is handled. I'm back at it. And first thing on the agenda, I have to address this issue that is old, but it's continuing to be a hot topic in boxing. And that is the Deontay Wilder, DAZN $100 million contract that was not signed by Deontay Wilder. Now, since I've been gone for 2 weeks, does not mean I haven't been keeping my ears out to what other people are saying. Now, to get this out of the way before I even get started with what I'm getting ready to bring to the table is when you're in a position to turn down $100 million, you in a good damn spot. You understand? So that's a big thing within itself. Because you give me 100,000 and you better believe I'm going to make that work out with 100,000, let alone 100 million. Now, I've heard a lot of different YouTube personalities, YouTube channels come out and actually say their opinions on why Deontay Wilder turned down $100 million. There's some people that support the fact that he turned down the contract. There's some people that do not support the fact that Deontay Wilder turned down the contract. I've heard a bunch of different things. I heard Deontay Wilder is actually ducking Anthony Joshua now, when not that long ago they were saying Anthony Joshua was ducking Deontay Wilder. I don't understand how both guys are ducking each other, but that's another story for another day. I've also heard that Deontay Wilder was pricing himself out. I've also heard people say Deontay Wilder doesn't have a network deal, so he should be free to sign with any network that offers him a deal. Those are the main things that I've heard. Outside of that, I've heard that Deontay Wilder is now cherry picking and just other nonsense. And everybody's entitled to their opinion, no doubt. Every YouTube channel has the right to put out whatever they want to put out on their channel. That's just freedom of speech, and I have absolutely no problem with that. But the way I operate over here, G5 Jeff TV, we're unbiased, we're unfiltered, and what we do is our opinion is based off of facts. And I like to do what they call fact checking. Somebody says something, I don't take it at face value. I go check it to see if it's facts, or if I see if it's a lie, or there's some gray areas. With this Deontay Wilder situation, we gonna skip the appetizer. We gonna get right to the main course. We getting straight to the meat and the potatoes. Deontay Wilder says all the time, he's his own man, he's his own boss, and he's free to make decisions that other fighters with other promoters can't make. That is completely false if you take those words in a literal sense, because every successful person has a team around them. No matter what industry, no matter what level of success, there's a team behind every successful person. So I was watching one video and I forgot the name of the channel. I actually, you know what? I think the name was YB, the last LDBC Slayer. Like, I was just laughing at the name of the channel. I was just like, you named your channel after a movement that you don't like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just funny within itself. But I found the video very interesting. I think it's called Slave Masters Silences Deontay Wilder After Anthony Joshua Question Leaves Wilder Speechless. I'm going to put the link to that video in the description box. I found it very interesting. Number two, my homie The Blunt Truth, he sent that video to me, so I'm going to put it in the description box for all of you to listen to. And the main thing I took out of that video is that the person was upset that Deontay Wilder had Shelly Finkel answering all of the DAZN questions and all of the business questions during the media day for Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale. And the thing about that, it goes back to what I just said. Like, every successful person has a team behind them, and Shelly Finkel was a part of Deontay Wilder's team, and they are still negotiating between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. So you do not want to say anything in the media that's going to contradict yourself at the negotiating table. So I don't have a problem with Deontay Wilder having Shelly Finkel or any other team member of his to answer any questions that either he doesn't feel comfortable answering or they want to answer it in a certain way to leave themselves open when it comes down to negotiating with Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. So that puts that to rest. Then there was another YouTube video that I found very interesting, and I will put that in the description box as well. And that was by Ring IQ Boxing Talk. Ring IQ Boxing Talk. The name of the video was The Relay: Hypocrisy of the Haymanites Exposing the LDBC and PBC at Large. That was a very interesting video. That person was taking a lot of shots, a lot of shots at the LDBC in regards to Deontay Wilder. And you just got to watch the video. I'm going to put the link in that description as well, but I found that very interesting. But one of the things that he said that I wanted to address was, he said that why would Deontay Wilder turn down a $100 million deal where Anthony Joshua was a part of the deal? And at the end of the day, it would cost the fans less money to watch it than it would on Showtime or on a Fox pay-per-view, where it would cost probably about $80. In response to that, to Ring IQ Boxing Talk, and that don't get me wrong, it was a very good video that he did. I mean, it's his decision to take shots at who he took shots at. That's a personal issue. But in terms of the substance of the video, I like the video. I like the video a lot. To respond to that, if you think you're going to give $100 million to one guy in 3 fights and you're only going to charge $10, you're crazy. DAZN is already going up on the prices already without the Deontay Wilder deal in place. They have to pay Canelo. They have to pay Triple G. They have other guys on DAZN that they have to pay. So if you think you're going to watch Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua on DAZN for $10, you're smoking. You on finest juices, if you honestly believe that. But despite all of that, very good video. I'm going to put that in the description box as well. But let me get back to the Deontay Wilder $100 million contract and him turning it down. Number one, I said this before, Deontay Wilder is not ducking Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is not ducking Deontay Wilder. At the end of the day, I think them two will hop in the ring whenever, wherever. We're talking money and we're talking business. The money's not right and the business is not right. At the end of the day, the only multi-fight deal that Deontay Wilder should sign is a multi-fight deal exclusively with Anthony Joshua. Let me break it down a little bit further. Deontay Wilder fights Dominic Breazeale. Anthony Joshua fights Big Baby Miller. If Deontay Wilder beats Dominic Breazeale in impressive fashion, if Anthony Joshua beats Big Baby Miller in impressive fashion, who is there for either guy to fight that will be accepted by the general public? I'll wait. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Between them two, they have wiped out all of the competition in the heavyweight division that is relevant right now. If you don't believe me, let me run it down for you. Vladimir Klitschko, beat. Joseph Parker, beat. Dillian White, beat. Looking in the future, but Big Baby Miller, beat. Luis Ortiz, beat. Bermane Stavern, beat. Tyson Fury, a draw, but in the 12th round, he almost died. Like, he almost died. And he signed with a rival network in the middle of the negotiations, which takes him out of the equation. That's 7 right there. Even if you want to take away guys that haven't been beat by Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, let's add them in too. Derek Chisora, he just lost to Dillian White. Bryant Jennings, he lost to Oscar Rivas. Like, Tyson Fury's getting ready to fight a guy named Schwartz. Like, sounds like a pizza delivery guy. Like, Schwartz. There's nobody left for either guy to fight. And don't mention none of these young dudes or dudes that's on the come up. No, we talking big business here. Big business. Big business. So when DAZN offers Deontay Wilder a $100 million contract for 3 fights and Anthony Joshua is a part of the equation, you're risking the biggest payday of your life for DAZN to throw 2 opponents at you before you even get to Anthony Joshua. Number one, does Anthony Joshua have a 3-fight deal with DAZN? Like, people say that he signed with DAZN, but we don't know the actual figures. We don't know the actual terms of the contract. So if you're Deontay Wilder, why would you sign a 3-fight deal where you got to fight 2 guys just to get to Anthony Joshua, and you don't know if Anthony Joshua has to do the same thing? Anthony Joshua might be able to just sit back and relax and wait. It's facts. That's the main reason why I wouldn't do it. Number 2, $100 million is a low ball offer. It's a low ball offer, and even Eddie Hearn knows that it's a low ball offer. Because even back when the negotiations first started with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn said this was a $100 million fight. Back then. Now we're talking Anthony Joshua is going to be established in the States with the Big Baby Miller fight. Deontay Wilder is more popular than ever. Anthony Joshua's stock is going up. Deontay Wilder's stock is going up. The day they step into the ring, that's a $200 million fight. It's a $200 million fight. It don't matter if it's in the UK. It don't matter if it's in the US. It don't matter if it's in Vegas, Madison Square Garden. It don't matter. It's a $200 million fight. Why would you sign a 3-fight, $100 million deal and Anthony Joshua's on the back end of the contract when you could possibly make $100 million just fighting Anthony Joshua, period? If they split the pot down the middle, or even 60-40, he can come close to $100 million just by fighting Joshua alone. Nothing brings the masses together like a heavyweight championship fight between two guys that are in their prime. That's a fact. Throughout boxing history. It's a fact. I'm going to go here with it. The people that criticize Deontay Wilder for not signing the contract, what I have in front of me, and this is next level shit. Like you're not gonna get this nowhere else. Like, I don't have no alliances. I don't have any affiliations. It's just me, G5 Jeff TV, and that's it. I don't take shots at anybody. I just get on here and I do my motherfucking thing. I'm about to take this next level. Just sit back and listen. What I have in front of me is a copy, a draft of the advisory agreement that Al Heyman has his fighters to sign. I will put the link in the description box. Now, I'm not saying that I'm the first person to ever come up with this agreement that Al Heyman has his fighters sign. It's been out there for a while, but nobody has applied this advisory agreement that Al Heyman has his fighters sign to this Deontay Wilder $100 million situation. So I'm going to do that today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read off certain aspects of the advisory agreement, and I'm going to connect it with this Deontay Wilder and DAZN situation, and you'll have a full understanding as to why I say Deontay Wilder's not overpricing himself. Deontay Wilder is not ducking Anthony Joshua. And Deontay Wilder can't do whatever he wants in terms of business because of certain articles in this contract. So I'm going to read the first part of this advisory agreement between any fighter that signs on with Al Heyman and Heyman Sports. It says, grant. Fighter hereby grants advisor during the term the right and opportunity to advise fighter throughout the world in connection with fighter's participation in professional boxing contests and exhibitions, and with respect to fighter's activities within boxing, including, without limitation, his participation in bouts, exhibitions, and other boxing-related events, personal appearances, endorsements, and or sponsorship opportunities arising out of or related in any way to fighters' boxing career and activities, collectively boxing activities. So what I just read is every single Al Heyman fighter gives Al Heyman permission to pursue any opportunities for them inside and outside of boxing. Okay? Next thing, agreements and obligations. Now this part I'm about to read is the advisor authority. It says, fighter hereby authorizes advisor to represent and negotiate contracts on behalf of fighter in connection with boxing activities, provided, however, in no event shall advisor be authorized to execute any contract on the fighter's behalf, or B, make any commitments to which fighter was bound without the prior written consent of the fighter. What that means is that Al Heyman can negotiate. He can negotiate on Deontay Wilder's behalf. But in order for Al Heyman to actually agree to a deal, Al Heyman has to convince Deontay Wilder that the business is right, the money is right, and he should sign off on it on paper, written consent. That's per the advisory agreement of Al Heyman. Okay? Next thing I'm going to read, fighters' actions. Fighters shall not directly or indirectly enter into any agreement or arrangement, written or verbal, or grant any authority or power relating to any boxing activities without the prior written consent of advisor, subject to applicable law. So that means Deontay Wilder can't go negotiate a deal without the written consent of his advisor, Al Heyman. Okay, that solves that. Next section I'm going to read. Promotional agreements. Fighter desires to enter into any promotional agreement or bout agreement to which fighter is not then bound. Selection of the promoter shall be at the sole discretion of the advisor. So if Deontay Wilder or any other person that is under Al Heyman wants to sign onto a promotional agreement, which if he would have signed the DAZN deal, he would be signing into a promotional agreement. He can't do it unless he has the written consent of his advisor, Al Heyman. Next, I'm going to read off the section that says offers. Fighter shall immediately advise advisor of all offers relating to boxing activities submitted to fighter or on fighter's behalf, and refer any inquiries concerning fighter's services to advisor so that advisor may determine whether same are compatible with fighter's career pursuant to the terms hereof. Deontay Wilder has to bring any offer that he gets to Al Heyman. Al Heyman has to check it to make sure that it's feasible for not only himself but for his client, which would be Deontay Wilder. I'm not going to keep y'all much longer, but I'm just going to read two more excerpts, okay? The next one is going to be no match guarantees. No match guarantees. Fighter acknowledges and agrees that neither advisor nor anyone acting on his behalf has committed or promised to make or set any particular bout for fighter, and no bout has been made or set. Without limiting the foregoing, no interference may be made about the possibility of any given bout being made for fighter because advisor represents other prominent fighters. So, what that means is your Bob Arums, your Eddie Hearns, your Oscar De La Hoyas, nobody can interfere with an Al Heyman fighter without Al Heyman being involved. That's what that means. And let me add this in as well. I'm just going to read this part. Extensions of term. If during the term of the contract, fighter competes in a bout for a world championship title, sanctioned by either the WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO, or successors thereto, then, subject to Section 2C hereof, the term hereof shall automatically extend for 24 months. Additionally, if during the term, as may be extended, fighter enters into a multi-fight agreement with any television network, include free, cable, satellite, or internet, then subject to Section 2C hereof, the term hereof shall automatically extend for the greater of either 24 months or the term of such multi-fight agreement as may be extended or renewed. So if Deontay Wilder would have signed a deal with DAZN, he would have to get approval from Al Heyman legally. His contract will be extended legally, and then they would have to change the terms of his contract with not only DAZN, but with Al Heyman. A copy of this contract is going to be in the description box, and feel free to read it and then listen to this video again so everything that I say is put together nicely. Basically, I read all of that because there's a lot of people out here that's saying that Deontay Wilder's ducking Anthony Joshua. It's not facts. A lot of people out here saying that Deontay Wilder is overpricing himself. It's not facts. And Deontay Wilder is not his own boss. He has a team just like any other successful person in this world. And he consulted with his team and they decided not to take that deal because they felt like the business and the money wasn't right. I just gave you guys the legal aspect. I gave you guys the common sense aspect. And I gave you guys the boxing professional aspect in terms of this Deontay Wilder and $100 million contract. This the realest Deontay Wilder DAZN $100 million contract video that's going to be on the net. I may not have the subscribers to substantiate, but when it comes down to breaking down stuff, I'm just the best in the damn business. G5 Jeff TV, market. I'm going to leave it right there. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.